Boys and girls, for Bible Now today, we are starting a new unit. We're going to be studying some new things. And with this new study, before we actually jump into the Bible story it's all about, we're going to have a few days where we talk about some things to kind of get our brains ready for what we're going to learn with this. So to start, believe it or not, today we're talking about footprints. I was out camping this weekend. So we were backpacking. We carried all of our stuff with us and we walked a few miles and then we camped for the night. And then we got all of our stuff back in our backpacks and we walked a few more miles to get back to where we were going. So when we were doing this, we had lots of time in the woods where we were walking along. And as we were walking along, you could see things on the trail. Let me show you here. Now, the examples they gave me say dog and cat footprints, right? Now, I didn't actually see any dog or cat footprints, but I did see some raccoon footprints that look kind of like a dog. And down here, it has duck and sheep. Now, again, I didn't see duck footprints or sheep footprints on the trail, but I did see some bird footprints. They look a lot like this inside white part of the duck prints. And I saw deer prints that look a lot like these sheep prints right here. So you guys know, if you see this kind of track, maybe in the sandbox at school or in some mud by your driveway, they tell you that this particular kind of animal has been there. Well, we have some more tracks too, right? People tracks. And when you look at the track, you can tell a little bit about the person or animal, right? When you look at these two tracks, you can tell that this person has a bigger foot than this one, and probably this one is a grown-up and this one is a child. In fact, scientists who really study footprints, this is just kind of like an outline of a footprint, but when they really study footprints like this, they can tell all sorts of things about the person from the footprint. They can tell if they were running or if they were just walking. They can tell if the person was carrying something really heavy on one side. They can tell so many things about what the person was doing by how the footprint looked. Now, boys and girls, footprints will often leave a trail that we can follow. The Appalachian Trail that I was hiking on, so many people have hiked on that trail that there are huge sections of it where it's easy to see the trail, right? Because the footprints have worn away all the plants and other things that were there. Well, we can follow trails too. If you're looking at some animal tracks, these might be animal tracks that you would follow. But maybe if you saw wolf tracks, or if you saw mountain lion tracks, you wouldn't want to follow tracks like those, would you? Well, we can have that with people too. Like maybe this is the footprint of a friend. Maybe you know that the bottom of their shoe looks that way. Maybe over here, maybe this is the footprint of your dad. Down here, well, I wouldn't go barefoot at school, but you can pretend this is Mrs. Pitten's footprint, right? And then over here, we could pretend this is a stranger's footprint. So boys and girls, think about which tracks you would follow. If you needed to follow to get somewhere, would you follow a stranger's footprints or would you follow my footprints? If you were excited about somebody being nearby, would you be excited to have your dad or a friend nearby? People who we can trust, we call trustworthy. Someone who is trustworthy is someone who has acted in ways or done things to help us know, I can trust that person. So, think about who's trustworthy. Would I say to you, oh, hey, I'm a lion and I'm really trustworthy. You should follow me. Would you believe that? No. What if I came up to you and said, oh, I'm the pastor at your church. I'm trustworthy. You should follow me, right? Now, boys and girls, there's a really important thing to know. There are people we can be more likely to trust, right? We can more likely trust our parents or our good friends or teachers or pastors But like we've said before in Bible at School, we're all human. I'm going to do things that are untrustworthy sometimes. Your parents will do things that are untrustworthy sometimes. Your friends will, your brothers and sisters, your pastors. Everybody will be untrustworthy sometimes because we're human beings. The one who is always trustworthy is God. So, boys and girls, today in your encounter journals, I want you to put a picture of someone you believe you can trust. So you're going to be, and maybe you could draw more than one person, maybe your parents, maybe you have a brother or sister who's trustworthy, maybe your pastor you believe is really trustworthy, someone that you really find to be trustworthy in your life. Draw a picture in your encounter journal of someone whom you trust, where if you saw their footsteps, you would know, I can follow that person because they are trustworthy. Girls, there is a song that kind of goes along with this. I think we have listened to this song in class in school before. I know we've listened to other songs from this CD. I'm going to have that song linked down in the bottom of this description, and it would be great if you listened to that song while you were doing the drawing in your encounter journal of the trustworthy